Welcome to Computer Programming with Sharon. Today we are going to discuss database handling. From Java, you can connect with any type of database like Oracle, MySQL, or Microsoft SQL Server, SQLite, etc. These are some examples. We will discuss the database connection using the popular database called MySQL, which is freely available. And using the connection jar file, we will try the example. So if you want to connect with any database, you have to go to the provider site and you have to download the corresponding jar file. That means if you are working with Microsoft SQL Server, you have to go to the Microsoft SQL Server and you have to download the jar file from there itself. Here we are trying to connect with the MySQL. Now MySQL is a part of Oracle. So we have to download it from the Oracle site. So first we'll try to download that jar file itself. Here from the Google, search for MySQL connector jar. Like that you can go for searching Oracle connector jar or MS SQL server connection jar. And here directly we are getting the first link which is connecting to developermysql.com. So I'm just clicking on over there. Here we have the option to select the operating system and we can download the corresponding exe file. But if you're trying to download like that, after installing, this jar file will locate into a particular location on the same system. So if you want to copy your project from one machine to another machine, then it will be difficult. You have to install the same thing in next machine also. So we will do one thing. We will select the platform independent option. So the same project you can copy and paste in Windows or Linux or any other operating system. And while selecting platform independent, it's showing two types of files over there. One is tar archive and another is zip archive. In zip archive, size is little bit bigger, but if you're downloading this one, only one time you have to unzip, and zip is a popular one. Here I will prefer tar archive. So size is very less. This one is 2 times zipped. So I'll just download this file. I already downloaded inside my downloading folder. Here you can see this is a tar file. Using WinRAR or 7-zip, you can unzip this file. First clicking right button on this one. Here in my machine, 7-zip is already installed over there. If WinRAR is already there, you can use the same thing, or I will suggest to install the 7-zip. It's a freely available and small in size. From Google Chrome or any browser, you can just search for 7-zip. You will get the executable file. Just double click and install it. So anyway, I'll just extract the here. Again, it's a compressed file only, tar format file. Click right button again. One more time, extract. Now we are getting a folder over there. Inside that folder, we can find out a jar file is there. So we have to use this jar file for our program. Okay. Now we will go to the program. Here I'm trying to create a class file over there. So database1.java. Okay. Inside that we will write the main file also there. Now inside this same folder we will save our jar file also. So that you can save either inside a lib folder, library folder, that's a standard one, or directly inside the same folder where you are working. So I'm just opening this and we'll save directly here itself. The jar file which we downloaded over there, I'm just copying into the same folder. Okay. So from this one, we need the driver file, which will help to connect with the MySQL. Now we'll continue the program. I need to make connection with the database. So we have the connection class available over there. This is from the Java SQL package. So that we have to import over there. I'll just use the star here. Okay. So connection class is available over there. We'll create an object of connection. Beginning, I'm just initializing with null. Because while establishing the connection, it's throwing some checked exception. So without try catch block, we can't handle that. And if I'm writing this connection inside the try block itself, then releasing also I have to write inside the try block. As I said, while discussing about the exception handling, better to release the sources from the final block. So here I want to try the finally block. That's why this is the connection object is creating outside the try block or as a local variable of main method. And one more object we need over there called statement interface. which will help to give the SQL statement over there. This also we have to release. So that also I'm writing outside the try block. Now we'll try to write the try catch block over there. Inside the try block, first we have to register the driver. For registering the driver, we need to give class.forName method, and inside that we have to give the driver file name over there. That is com.mysql.jdbc.driver. But this JDBC driver is outdated. The new driver class is available inside CJ package. So if you want to use the previous driver class file, of course you can use. It will give a warning message, but it will work. So I'll just prefer the new one. We'll put a CG package name also there. Now this is the correct path. So while compiling the program, it will not show any error because this is working at runtime only. In runtime, this may create class not found exception if the files is not there, and this driver file is inside our jar file. So we have to set the class path to access that class name. That we will discuss while running the program. So anyway, I just registered the class. Now we have to initialize the connection object. So connection object is already created over there. I have to call driver manager dot get connection method over there, and inside get connection method, three parameters is given over there. First is the connection string. So either you can, in double quotes itself you can write that one. I'll just prefer to create a string variable because it will be easy for you to understand. So connection string, I'm just writing CS. In double quotes we have to give the connection string JDBC colon MySQL colon // we have to specify the machine address. MySQL is in the same system, so I'm just giving localhost, or you can give the IP address of the system where your MySQL is installed over there. If MySQL is not installed over there, then I'll just show how to install that. Anyway, I'm just giving the connection string here. 3306 is the default connection port. So if you are preferring the default connection port, then it's not compulsory to give that one. That means you can avoid colon 3306. But if you change the port number, of course you have to give over there. Now / you have to give a database name over there. We didn't create any database, that we will create. So I'm just giving samplers database. So before continuing this program, we will try to install the database. We will see how to install a database, MySQL database, and how to create the database over there and the table over there. And we'll give some sample records also there. If MySQL is already there, then you can use the same thing. Otherwise, I'll prefer search for XAMPP. This is a bundle of package which contains the MySQL and PHP modules and Apache server. So we will get the MySQL and a graphical user interface called phpMyAdmin if you are installing this one, or you can just go with the MySQL Community Edition, which is freely available from the Oracle site itself. There you have to install separate GUI to access the database, or from the command prompt itself you can access the database. So if you want to install this one, this will be easy for you. Just search for this example and click on the download link and try to download the latest one. Here you can see that 8.2.4, this is the latest version. So you can just click download button, you will get a exe file over there. Then double click and install that. After installing that one, you will get a XAMPP control panel. Like this, you will get a control panel over there. Or after installing from the start menu, you can search for the control panel. Here we have to start the MySQL to get the database services. And if you want to use the graphical user interface, you can start the Apache also there. If you are restarting the system, you have to start this services again and again. But if you want to avoid that, again restart again and again, then you can install the service modules over there for both Apache and MySQL. Here if you are seeing this one, here service module, these portions are grayed. It's not possible to install directly over there. So get this one. Of course you will get the error. Just ignore this one, it's okay, because we are not running as administrator, we are getting this error messages. Run this program as administrator so you can easily configure the services. So here I am searching that one, XAMPP again, and running with run as administrator. Either you can click on here or just click right button over here and select the run as administrator. Now we are getting the option to install the service modules over there. If you want to install this service module, then this should be in stop mode. Then only it can install. And after installing this service module, you don't need to click on start button again and again after restarting. It will automatically restart if you are shut down, if you are restarting your system. So first I will install the Apache service module, done, and MySQL service. Now one time you have to press this start button, and here you can see this Apache is working on 80 port and it's using the 443 port also. MySQL is using the default 3306 that we have to use inside our program. So if it's a default port, if it is running, then it's not compulsory to give the port number inside our Java program. But if this port is already using by some other program, from the configuration you have to modify this with another port. Then that time you have to give that port number compulsory in your program. And again here also 80 port. If it's working on 80 port, it's okay. You can access localhost. But if it is something different, for example 88, then localhost colon 88 you have to access. Okay. Now it's already started with the default port numbers. I'm quitting this. Now to access your database, you can type localhost over there and press enter key. You will get a exam welcome page over there. And from there you can click on phpMyAdmin. You will get a user-friendly GUI which will communicate with your database. Or directly you can give localhost /phpMyAdmin. This will automatically open. Now we will create a database over there. Database I'm just giving sample, and collation we will go with the default one. Click on create. Now we have to give a table name over there. I'm giving the table name as employee. So it's like a normal table only which will contain some records. And record heading we have to give over here. I have to create a employee table with 3 columns: ID, name and salary. So I'll give the number 3 here and click on create. So table name is there. If you need more than 3 columns, you can add columns again from here also. ID, name and salary we can type over here. ID I will just prefer 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 only. So I'll just go with the integer. For integer, length or value is not compulsory. By default it will take 11. And name I'll use the varchar so that I can save letters over there or numbers over there. And salary I need the point values also, so I'll just prefer decimal. In varchar, of course we have to give the size over there. You can prefer the number of characters in your name. It may be 30, 40 or whatever. And salary, here I'm just giving 10,2. It's a comma operator, not dot. Okay, 10 total space we will get, 2 fractional part and 8 integer part. Now ID I don't want to duplicate, so I'll just prefer to set as primary key. If you're setting as primary key, then that time the ID will not be repeated and it's not possible to give a blank value over there. And if you want any auto numbering, you can click on this one, AA, auto increment. But I don't want the auto increment, so I'm not giving this one. Manually I will give the IDs over there. Now click on save. This will create a table with our structure. And we'll try to insert some sample values over there. So I'm just clicking on from here, insert, and giving some sample values over there. Here it's providing the space to insert 2 records. By default 2 records at the same time. So I'm just inserting both the records. Go. 2 records are inserted over there. One more record I will prefer. Okay, clicking on go. Only 1 record I am inserting over there. Now if you are clicking on browse button, you can see 3 records are inserted over there. Now using the Java program, we will try to show these records from the Java. So we'll just go back to our program. We created a sample database over there. This is okay. Now for a MySQL, username and password will be there. By default, XAMPP is giving username as root and password is blank over there. So if you change that username and password, then you can replace the username and password with the corresponding values. Now the first one is the connection string. This one is the connection string which contains the database name, and we'll just give the username over here and password here. Either directly give in double quotes all the values here one by one, or create the string variables. Now if it is creating any error, we will try to print here itself. We'll just print the E value over there. So it will print the error message over there. So connection is established. Now the next thing, we have to initialize the statement object. because using that one only we can give the SQL statement or SQL queries over there. So I'll just give statement equal to on dot create statement. So this will automatically initialize that statement object over there. Now we need a SQL query. So I'll just write the SQL here itself. Here we have to see all the values or select all the values. So the query will be select star from employee. So if you want to know more about the SQL statements, just put in comment. We will start another class for the SQL portion. Now SQL we have to execute over there, and this will give a result set interface pointer back to us to retrieve the values. Statement dot execute query. Just give the SQL statement over there. Now RS will automatically point to the header row. If you are saying RS dot next, then it will jump to the first record if it is there, and it will give true value as return type. If there is no record, it will give false. So we have 3 records over there. That means like more than one record. So we will prefer while loop over there. So it can retrieve any number of records. RS dot next. If it is giving true, while loop will work. Then that time we have to print the values. I'll prefer the printf, so that we can format and print the values over there in a separate lines. So /n. All the values I'm retrieving as string only. So I'll use the percentages and will provide some adjustment space also. So 5 space for the IDs, percentages, 15 space for the name, or you can give more percentages, and say 7 space for the salary. Now we have to call rs dot get. You can use get int, get long, get double, like that we can use. Here I'll just prefer get string, and we can give the index column name or column name itself. In double quotes you can give the column name also, like id name and all. Here I'll prefer the index value. First index is 1 actually, first column. Now we will retrieve all the 3 columns, second record and third record, third column, all the 3 columns. So the first record will be print over here. While calling the rs dot next, it will go to the next record, then the next record, like that it will print all one by one. Now we have to release this connection and statement after the use. As I said, we will prefer finally block to release this, and this closing statement also creating exceptions. So we have to write a try catch block inside this, and if any error is there, that will print here itself. Now if it is generating any error while creating the initializing the connection object, then this will be null. So if it is null, not possible to close that. So we have to cross check before closing. If statement is not equal to null, then close the statement, like that. If connection is not equal to null, then close the connection object also. So we are releasing all the objects over there. Now the program is complete, but if you are running this program directly, here it's showing the error class not found exception. This driver file is not found because that is from an outside jar file. We need this file to run. So this is creating the error for us. We have to set a class path over there to retrieve this value. So from this terminal, manually I'll just compile this program first. Java C database1.java. Compilation, it's not showing any error. While running only, this class.for name will create the problem. So to avoid this one, we have to set the class path to this jar file also. Here you have to check whether you are using PowerShell or command prompt, because setting class path is different in PowerShell and command prompt. First I will show how to work with the PowerShell. Now my current prompt is PowerShell. So in PowerShell you have to use $environment $env colon. You have to specify your environment variable name. Here it is class path, and equals to, in double quotes you have to give the path over there. First we'll give the dot as the current directory, semicolon. Now we can give the jar file name over there. I'll just copy the jar file name here and we'll just give that one. So if you are saved inside another folder, then give that folder name / the file name. Again, if you have another jar file, put semicolon again and just give the next jar file name. So I'm just pressing enter key. Now the path should be done. class path is set over there. Dot means search the class file in current directory. So first we will search the class file in the current directory. Database one dot class is in the current folder, so we have to give this dot compulsory. Then this driver file is inside the jar file. So the driver class file is not there, so it will automatically go to the jar file and it will find out from there if it is there. Now we will run it again. No need to compile again, just running the program. Now we can see all the values are selected over there. Okay. Now if you're working with the command prompt, so I'll just switch into the command prompt. Again doing the same thing. First compiling. This is a new environment, database1.java. Compilation is okay, but while running, class path is not set over there, it's showing error. So if you want to set a class path over here, then that time this much is okay. I am just copying this same thing from here. Instead of $env, you have to give set space. There it was $env colon class path, but here it will be set class path equal to. Others are same thing only. Now I can run the program from here. Okay. So if you're closing this prompt and if you want to run it again, you have to set the class path again and again. So it will be difficult. Like if you're adding more jar files over there, each time you have to specify those and you have to set the environment variables again and again. So to avoid that one, you can create a new project inside your Visual Code. So that time we don't need to set the class path over there. So I'll just show how to do that. For that one, press Ctrl Shift and P. So you'll get a prompt to create Java project. You have to select that one. And here different types are given over there. From that, just go with no build tools. Now where to save these files? That is asking over there. So I'll just prefer this classes folder and select that. Next time it's asking for the project name. I'll just give project_1 and press enter key. Now it will create a new folder inside your working directory. Okay. And it's already created some lib folder over there, src folder over there. Inside your lib folder, you can put your jar files. In src, you can write your Java files over there. And in VS Code folder, setting JSON, it's already setting the class path over there. So we don't need to manually configure that class path. So just copy the jar file into this lib directory. So I'm just copying my jar file into project1 lib directory. So you can see this, it's already there. Now here we already have some classes over there. Either you can use the same class or create another class. So I'll do one thing, I'll just delete this and we'll give the same name. So here my class name is database1. So new file, this dot java, database1.java. And of course we can write the main method over there. I want to repeat the same program, so I'll just copy paste from here. I'll just copy the entire file and paste over there. It's okay. Now the same program is written over there. Here I'm not setting any class path over there, directly running from here. We are getting the result. It's not showing any error for this jar file. So this is much easy, right? So if you're working with Visual Code, you can use this method, or if you're working with a Notepad, just go with the previous one. Now we will see the insertion query and updation query. For that, I'll just create another class file over there, database2.java. First, I'll just copy the same contents over there. Then from there, we'll modify. Same thing is copied over there. Now, this portion is different. So I'm just deleting that one. Now, instead of selection, we have to give the insertion query. Insert into table name. Then we have to provide the values over there. Already 3 records are there. So I'm just giving a 4th record over there. Now, we have to give the execution command. Statement dot execute. This time we will give the execute update. So for the selection we are giving execute query, and for insertion, updation and deletion we will prefer the execute update. And this is returning an integer value, how many records affected over there. So number of records I'll just save inside the n variable, and here you can cross check. If n is greater than 0, then n record inserted over there, inserted, otherwise nothing. But if any error is there, that time it will directly jump to the catch block. So else block, there is no meaning for else block writing here. Now we'll just run this file. See, this is showing one record is inserted. One record is inserted over there. That we can cross check from here also. The first one, I'm just running this one. Yes, we can see this 4th record. or from the GUI itself. Just click on browse again, so we can find out the fourth record is updated over there or inserted over there. Now we'll modify this with updation statement. So I'm just commenting this one, and how to give the updation statement. Update table name, then we have to give the set column name equal to value. So name I'm trying to change. Instead of Bala, I will prefer Manoj. If multiple columns you have to modify, you can use the comma operator. Salary equal to 1 2 3 4. Okay, where if it's a string value, you have to provide in single quotes. Date value you have to provide in single quotes. Numbers you can directly give. If you're just directly giving this much statement, all the record will be updated. So we have to do the filtering also there. I'm trying to update only the fourth record. So instead of message inserted, I'm just showing updated. Now we'll just run the program. Here in saying one record is updated. See the previous value. This is Bala with this much salary. Click on again. You can see that it's updated with a new value. Or from this program, you can run and check the value. The previous value was this and the new value is this one. And deletion also we'll try from here. So I'm taking a copy of this and we'll replace with the deletion query. Delete from employee. If you're not giving the filter condition, then it will delete all the records. I'm just trying to delete the fourth record. Here I'll just prefer deleted. Now we'll run the program. Here it's showing one record is deleted. So if you are running the previous one, you can find out the fourth record is not there, and from here also you can find out the fourth record is deleted. If you are running this one again, then that time can't delete because the ID is not there. So I think the program is clear for you. If you have any doubt, please put in comment. If you like the video, please click on like button. Otherwise, click on unlike button. Please subscribe and share the channel. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.